Hey shutter clickers, we're back here in front of the Wall of Fame introducing our latest video. And by the way, this is video number 50. That's right, video number 50. We started in May of last year and we've made almost a video a week. So we're tracking right along like we said we would. But today's video is going to be the first part of maybe 3 or 4 parts, which will come along 2 or 3 days later. And we went to historic Washington State Park. And I say historic because that's not only is it historic, but that is actually part of the name. It's called Historic Washington State Park. It's about 114 miles south of here, down in Washington, Arkansas, which is very close to Hope, Arkansas. The town was originally county seat, and during the Civil War it became the capital of Arkansas. And they have three different kinds of trees that are largest trees in Arkansas. And you'll be amazed at how big those trees are. And so we'll take a look at 1 or 2 of those. But anyway, let's get the car loaded up. And remember now, this will be the first part, and there'll be at least 2 more videos, maybe 3. So let's get the car loaded up and let's get going. And in the meantime, it's summertime. It's time for you to get out there and keep that shutter clicking. Okay, shutter clickers, here we are at historic Washington State Park. This is the information center, and we are on a boardwalk. There, big, looks like a bell tower or something on that building. This building looks old. Pretty grounds. And it says we're open. So let's go in and take a look around. Okay. Here's a double stairwell. Well, that's unique. I'm not sure what this building originally was.
The courthouse.
Well, here it is, right here. And it says, let me get in close here where you can read it. Courthouse, yard and fence from Morrison Street. Okay.
Hello.
And there's a hello, a greeter. Hi, how you doing?
I am great. How are y'all?
You're going to be on YouTube, Debbie.
All right. Well, hey. That's a good thing.
We're in the visitor center, and what?
We're in our visitor center here at Historic Washington. It was built in 1874, and it served as the county seat of Hempstead up until 1939. Okay. You'll see that there's exhibits in all the rooms, so we do invite you to take a look around. Okay. We have also upstairs is the actual courtroom where they held court during that period. So we do encourage you to visit upstairs. Okay. Now, as you're finished looking around, just stop in the gift shop where you can find lots of Arkansas products and other products. Okay. But I can share a map with you of the park that shows you some of the other buildings that we have open for touring today. Okay. We do have home sites, weapons museum, a print museum, so a lot of different sites out there for you to tour with our tour guides. Okay, great. I'd like to see that then. All right, sounds good. Thank you. All right, we're going to go up the stairs here, guys. I talked to my camera.
Alright, that wasn't too bad. This must be the courtroom. Wow. Look at that chandelier. And look at the wood ceiling. Boy, very, very well maintained. That must be where the judge sat. Over there's the jury. Down front here would be the prosecutor and defendant. And up here would be the gallery, I suppose. Very nice. And the chandelier is really awesome. Okay, let's take a.
Judge's chambers.
We got a judge's chambers back here. All right, that's where he hung out. Bookcase there. Let's see, what kind of bookcases are those?
Barristers.
Barrister bookcases. That's right. Here's a little bit. Yeah. You got glass front. Here's some more over here. I suppose that's a coat rack of some kind. All right. Let's go on around the corner here. This is the what?
Grand jury room.
Grand jury room. Oh, and they got a slideshow up there. I'm not gonna hold you to that. Not sure what all the pictures are about here. And what's this over here? Witness room. I'm not sure what they did here in the witness room. Here's an old school desk. And in here is the jury room. Just another little room off the courtroom. Here's the grand jury panel from 1910. Well, that's a stern looking bunch. And here's the trial jury panel from 1910. Man, tough looking group. Here's some kind of desk. Kind of a neat old desk. Yeah, and it's old. All right, well, we're going downstairs to the gift shop here. Here's a neat stairwell, double stairwell. See over here, going down, going down. All right, well, this is the Homestead County treasure safe.
Hemp, H-E-M-P, hemp.
Oh, Hempstead, I'm sorry, Hempstead. Not sure what they'd keep in there.
Look at the design on those steps.
There's some old boys. All right. I love the gift shops. That's my favorite place. Getting lots of gifts. Do you ever wonder why they call them gift shops? Because they don't give you anything. Well, here's how they used to over fences. Keep the cows in. But now, of course, today they have a little gate. Just walk right through. All right, well, we're gonna find some stuff to look at, guys. So we'll be right back. Okay, here we are at the Crouch House. That's probably Mr. Crouch right there.
Hello, hello.
Hi, how you doing? Oh, we're in costume. That's
Yes,
great.
Yes, sir. I actually want to start out on the front porch.
Okay.
I want to show you something out here real quick before we go in. Up there. That is called mortise and tenon, and it is the reason these buildings are still standing today.
Right.
This house is 162 years old this year, and it was moved here from a mile down the highway, down this road actually, and moved in this spot in 1980. So let's go on in and have a look.
Did you see those signs before we come in?
All right, this is the home of Mr. Augustus Crouch. He was a watchmaker and a jeweler in town. He was also a bugler under Albert Pike in the Mexican-American War, and a bugler here in town in one of the, your video is throwing me off, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
They had a brass band, a highly acclaimed brass band here in
Uh-huh.
town, and he was the bugler in it, yeah. This is, of course, known as a breezeway. You have the front and back door that was open to allow a breeze to blow through. The wallpaper in here is an original reproduction to the room. There are only 2 wallpapers in town in their original rooms that can claim that. This building and the Trimble House over there on the other side of the courthouse.
Okay.
We can step on into the parlor here.
Okay.
I'll have to excuse my stuff over here.
That's all right.
I do some knitting and crocheting, and this is, I do it for the park, so I do it while I'm working, when I'm not getting to it. All right, this room is set up this way because they wanted you to see what the house might have looked like when it was brand new and decorated. But at the same time, this house is actually all about the construction of homes and buildings in the area, and so they wanted you to see the construction of the house as well. And if you step over here, you can look up and see that this is the original height of the ceiling. The original ceiling was anywhere between 10 and 20 foot tall, depending on how much money you had and whether or not you wanted it that tall. But the house was lived in up until the 1940s, and it was in the early 1900s that they lowered the ceiling for heating purposes. So if you step over here, you can actually look up and see the original ceiling.
Now, they would wallpaper it, and that's what, like insulation or something there, or did it?
That is actually called an underlayment. They used this for two reasons. Number one, it was used to kind of insulate the room. You have the cheesecloth and the cheap wallpaper that went up, and it insulated to help keep air and bugs out of the house from coming between the boards, but it also created a smoother surface for the more expensive wallpapers.
Okay.
But this is what the house looked like in 1980 when they discovered it. This is a back view of the house. We're standing in this room. That window is that window over there. And this was a different house in that period, in that instead of the kitchen being built out in the backyard, it was actually attached to the house. It wasn't part of the house as much as like they are today.
But they didn't have to go outside.
Because they didn't have to go outside, right.
Yeah.
But they didn't stop at the mantles. The doors were also faux painted, as were
Beautifully.
the furniture, yeah. Sometimes the chairs or the tables were faux painted as well, just to look like different kinds of wood.
Yeah. Whoever done that done a nice job. Oh, we are. Okay.
Okay, let's step on into the other room. Are you gonna take off? Oh, okay. We're gonna talk a little bit more about the mortise and tenon here. The way it works, and this is just an example because they want you to see how it goes together. You have your mortise, which is this piece, and you see how that's cut, and you have your tenon, and you see how that's cut. Okay? So you've got one piece that goes inside the other piece, and then it's held together with a wooden peg. Now, I usually do it the other way because it's easier.
There you go.
Nails were not used for this. They didn't really need them because once you got that peg down in there good and tight, it wasn't going to go anywhere. And they were, oh, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. You see how this is
Tapered.
tapered? That's it. That's the word I was looking for. So, with a tapered piece of wood that goes down into the hole and pushed down in there and held together, these three pieces of wood are not going to come apart because it's all bigger. We're talking beams and large pieces of wood. As a matter of fact, this is over here in this corner.
Oh, they got another color.
This is your mortise, this is your tenon, there's your plug. Okay? So that is what holds the house together. You've got 4 of these in each wall in every room of every building.
Just bottom.
Yeah, bottom and top. Yeah,
Keeps it from sagging that way.
Right.
Keeps it from stressing.
right. Well, and also when the wood expands and contracts, it moves. And so that allows the house to move with it and keep it stable. Concrete today.
So it's a limestone mortar with animal hair. Okay.
Yeah, you can actually see the animal hair here is a real good place.
Okay, yeah. See it hanging down there. Yeah. Oh, there.
And you saw the interior of the fireplace
Yeah.
from the side
Right.
view.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That over there talks about how it took 4 men. They were expected to make 2,000 bricks in a regular 15-hour workday.
Oh. Yeah, got a lot of time off, didn't they?
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Oh, you got some nice planes. There's a rabbit plane.
Got some more on the other side. Now this room was probably the master bedroom. And this room is where the 3 girls slept. There's the other planes.
Oh, yeah.
And if you keep in mind too that everything in the 1800s, for the most part, was made by hand by somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the difference between what they did back then and what we do today, now some people still use them for the original purpose.
Well, that concludes the first video. And I would be amiss if I didn't tell you how friendly everybody was down there. Even the groundskeepers would stop and say hi or wave or something, stop and give directions or tell us what we should be looking for. All the interpreters were just super friendly. They had of course, their little spiel that they give you about what's going on, but you could stop and ask questions, and they were very knowledgeable about their particular location, the house that they were in. So, highly recommend it. When you go down there, it costs $9 a person for adults if you want an interpreter, be able to get in all the houses and have someone talk to you. And but it's well worth it. It was worth the $9. To go down there and not spend the $9 a person, you're just kind of wasting your time. It's pretty grounds, but that's all you're going to see. So I strongly recommend that. We stopped and we had lunch at the restaurant and tavern, and it was a really great lunch, very reasonable. We had a great lunch for 16 bucks. Kathy had a bologna sandwich, a fried bologna sandwich, and it looked really good. Big old thick piece of bologna all fried up with all the trimmings and french fries. And I had a country fried steak. Country fried steak and fries was 6 bucks. Amazing, yeah. And it was very good, big thick piece of meat. So we had a good time. We really enjoyed ourselves. So hang around. There's at least 2 more, maybe 3 more videos coming, and we'll be visiting the doctor's house, the general's house, the print shop, and the gun museum, and also have several pictures of other things that you might want to see, houses and this sort of thing. So share, subscribe, and if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. It keeps me encouraged, keeps me doing all these. You know, I know this is not landscape, but I never said I was a landscape photographer. If you look at my little logo, little round logo, it says underneath it, eclectic photographer. And here in Arkansas, there's just not that much landscape. Although it's a beautiful state, there's not that much landscape to shoot. And the reason why is because the leadership in Arkansas does not do a good job of providing areas where you can get to access a vista where you can see the great landscapes that Arkansas has to offer. And it's a shame that they don't. I think they're missing out on a lot, and they're hurting tourism for the state. But anyway, I'll get off my soapbox, and I'll see you next time for part 2 of historic Washington State Park. Bye now.